Good day, everyone. And to my co-author, Dr. Aguila, I am Nelly Caldovero, a graduate student of the University of Santo Tomas, Manila, Philippines, and I am here to present our paper titled Ati-Atihan Festival as a Literary Event. This festival is the most expected every year for Filipinos. Ati-Atihan Festival is one of the many festivals in the Philippines and is a tribute in honor of San Niño, whom the Aclanos and even non-Aclanos believed as very miraculous, especially in times of drought and famine. Devotees express their faith by making this devotion or vow to come to the place every year for thanksgiving for the miracles and blessings they received for the whole year. For the tourist visiting town, Fiesta reflects the inhabitants' optimistic nature. And even those who are facing problems in their day-to-day living set them aside and manage to participate in the preparations and actual festivities. This study aimed to analyze and interpret the Ati-Atihan Festival of Kalibo Aklan as a literary event semiotically using or employing the methods by prop, quemas, peers, and bards for the narrative functions, structure of the narratives, and the signs and symbols deployed in its recreation of the Barter in Panay, its reference to the Christianization of Panay, and the merging of the past with the present. Literature survey was included and some relevant studies were reviewed. Inusian studied the Sinolog dance in Cebu. The analysis showed that the external factors changed, which ignited the transition of the traditional Sinug dance to the contemporary Sinolog dance. Quezon studied the Dinagyang Festival, focusing on the Dinagyang Ati dance competition and located amid sacred and secular investments. Bastions demonstrated that semiotics as an approach is very essential in transmedia dynamics, explaining and illustrating the narrative of transmedia through a structural model development. And according to Ming and Chuan, festival image studies are based predominantly on tourist destination image research, which fails to fully reflect the unique connotations of the festival image concept. For them to better understand and define festival image, it is necessary to comprehensively examine the symbolic process composed of the festival image itself and the different festival interpretations of social groups. This study is a qualitative research. It adapted the narrative semiotics of Camus, combining semiotics and narratology. Semiotics is noted by Duval is the study of science systems. The social and cultural phenomena were analyzed through the isolation of units of signification and examination of their structural interrelationship. The first task was accomplished by implementing the method by Vladimir Prop. The method of Prop was useful in analyzing the structure of the event. Tohar et al. Posited that the plot was considered by Prop to have 31 actions, calling them as functions, and 7 characters, calling them as roles. The second objective was undertaken to get and show the logical meanings produced through the perspective of A.J. Kramus. Mumbrel noted that Kramus's narrative model posited the actants as the fundamental structural units, which the actant is not a specific narrative event and a character. Six actants were paired, the binary oppositions as the subject-object, the sender-receiver, and the helper-opponent. Mumbrel noted that 3 basic patterns are described and carried out by these actants in any narrative. First, the desire, aim, search for the subject and the object, then the communication for the sender and the receiver, and the auxiliary support or hindrance for the helper and the opponent. Thus, the scheme of Kramus was be summarized as contract or a prohibition to violation to punishment, or it could be a lack of contract or disorder to establishment to reward. After then, the signs were classified as iconic, indexical, or symbolic in nature, and the context of each sign based on their denotative and connotative meanings were identified. For Charles Sanders Peirce, an American logician, the relationship of a sign and its object, as noted by Hoops, is not essentially arbitrary. And according to Peirce, a sign has 3 interrelated parts. The interpretant, which is the center to the content the sign has, the sign, which is the signifier, and the object, which is called the signified. And Peirce classified the relationship of the sign and the object as iconic, indexical, and symbolic. For Roland Barthes, he used the denotative meaning and the connotative meaning in analyzing signs found especially in visual objects such as image, poster, etc. The denotative meaning is the literal meaning of the sign, while the connotative meaning describes the sign as subjective, cultural, or emotional coloration in addition to the denotative meaning. Using the methods, the Ati-Atihan Festival was examined and analyzed. The summary of interpretation is shown in a tabular presentation. Table 1 presents the narrative functions gleaned from the Barter in Panay as each is described in the event using props theory, while Table 2 shows the narrative structure of the Barter in Panay which Gramsci's method. Here is a table 1 with props theory and the Barter in Panay. We have the narrative functions, the description, and then the events in the Barter in Panay. First, we have the initial situation, preparation. Then there is violation, absentation again, then meditation, and after that there is acquisition, transference and branding, then recognition and transfiguration. For table 2, we have Gramsci's method. And then the acts, there is lack of contract or disorder. And this include Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. For establishment, Act 4, Act 5, Act 6, and Act 8. And of course, the reward, we have Act 7, Act 9, and Act 10. Now let's proceed to the Barter in Panay. The first Ati-Atihan Festival in Calibo, Aklan, is recorded to have occurred during the first celebration of the Barter in Panay, before the Atis used to roam in the lowlands of Panay, as shown in Figure 1. This is a reenactment. Sultan Makatuna, the Bornean king, was cruel in his rule. The 10 Bornean datos, headed by Dato Puti and his wife Tinangpangan, and the 9 other datos, namely Sumakwel, Dumangsil, Dubay, Bagasua, Bangkaya, Paiburong, Dumangsol, Dumalugdog, and Paduhinog with their families escaped his tyrannical dominion. They left Borneo to search for independence and better luck, navigating northward on a flotilla of palangays or ships, as shown in Figure 2. They reached the river of Serwacan, located a short distance away from the current municipality of San Joaquin, Iloilo, in 1250. When they arrived in the said place, the leader of the voyage, Chato Puti, got connected with the Atis, or the Itis. Madikuru, the Atis king, and Maniwang Tiwang, his queen, received them. And Dato Puti requested the Atis king's fox if they are willing to move to the hinterlands and highlands to make way for them, as shown in Figure 3. In exchange for the land, the natives were given a chain of pure gold necklace, the golden saduk or wide-brimmed helmet, and other presents such as ornamented arms, bizarre jewels, and colored clothes. And pleased with the offer, the Aras gave the lowlands to the Borneans, as shown in Figure 4. Over time, the story changed, and they include the coming of the Santo Niño, as shown in Figure 5. As documented by the Aklan Province Provincial Information and Communications Technology Office, the Barter in Panay as historical sale was capped by a luxurious feast celebrated by the Atis and the Borneans. The settlers continued to celebrate the festivity in later years. However, with the Atis' disappearance, some of the settlers painted themselves with black powder to mimic the Atis. Later, the festival known as Ati-Atihan resisted the challenges of the centuries and became famous and celebrated. Let's have the Ati-Atihan Festival. Panay Island is situated in the Western Visayas region of the Philippines. It consists of Aklan, Capiz, Antique, and Iloilo provinces. Aklan is one of the most visited provinces in Panay Island. Here, tourists or visitors from different places and countries come to enjoy the beauty and white sand of Boracay Island. People also from various places come to witness and celebrate the Ati-Atihan Festival in Calibo, the capital town of the province. Ati-Atihan Festival, historically known as Ati-Atihan Maraynon, is regarded as Mother of Philippine Festivals. It has been known for its distinctiveness and unrestrained revelry and devoutness. It has been emulated and transported to neighboring Visayan provinces. Ati-Atihan means to be like an ati. And according to Panay Island Travel Guide, to look like the atis, the new arrivals painted themselves black to celebrate the event. Ati-Atihan Festival is celebrated and observed in Calibo, Ibahay, and Macato in the province of Aklan. And as noted by Roman de la Cruz, the celebration in these towns do not fall on the same day. Calibo celebrates on the second Sunday after the Three Kings. Ibahay celebrates on the third Sunday, while Macato on the 15th of January. De la Cruz further noted that the gayest, noisiest, craziest, most orderly, disorderly celebration is that in Calibo. Throughout the centuries, culturally, only Kalibunhons have consistently given significance to this historical legacy as they possess the natural love for festivities. Every Kalibunhon soul and a certain spirit has the gift of rhythm and passion for music, as Nabors says it. Table 3 shows the summary of the signs with their denotative and connotative meanings and the sub-theme that each sign constitutes in the overall theme of the Ati-Atihan Festival. The message of the festival was really inspiring. Iconic codes were manifested among the characters who are icons and personifications of meanings. Santo Niño, or the Holy Child, symbolized or represents Christianity, the epitome of all that is childlike, pure, innocent, joyful, and it shows the devotees' healing catharsis. Then the devotees, who became the metaphor of Filipino strength, hope, and aspiration. The existence of Aitas or Atis reminds us that Filipinos are strong, robust, enduring, and unwavering. Filipinos have somehow proven their toughness and vigor amidst crisis. The dancers symbolize the merry locals who are celebrating their faith and rejoice. They manifest vigor, zest, and vigor for fun and excitement. And the spectators connote the aggressive nature of Filipinos. Indexical signs were also present. There was, as I said, sound or street dancing, which is a sign of praying. The piaipak, or the rubbing of the Santo Niño to the body of the devotees, which paves the way for the healing catharsis and protection. And the procession shows the bond between the strong faith of the devotees and the blessings of the Holy Child gives to them. Festival also displayed symbolic signs. The colorful costumes of the dancers symbolized unity and identity, while the paint connotes the period of creativity, indicates a need for solitude, a time for hiding the true color, depicts newness to every devotee. And panaad or devotion or above, proclamation of faith. It reflects the way in which Filipinos find themselves in the comfort of their devotion. It manifests their strong desire to help and share blessings. Halabira puera pasma, or let us go on shake of sickness, shows positivity and healing power for the devotees. Viva kay Señor Santo Niño, viva, or long live the Santo Niño, long live, is the Aclanus act of praising the Holy Child, especially during the festival. It shows the loyalty and devoutness of the devotees to the Santo Niño. Then sa Duk, it symbolizes the desire and willingness to adopt a more innate, light-hearted attitude. The sound shows the Filipinos' way of expressing happiness, despite the many problems encountered the whole year. The time of the day when the festival is celebrated symbolizes the Filipinos' endurance to trials and problems. Rain or shine, life must go on. And then the Mass shows the devotees' way of thanking God through the Santo Niño and symbolizes their strong desire to yield great power physically and spiritually. And based on the interpretations, there were various signs found in the Ati-Atihan Festival, which were interpreted to have denotative and connotative meanings and were classified into three codes as iconic, indexical, and symbolic. The present Ati-Atihan Festival of Calibo Aklan is a blend of both a religious celebration and a historical commemoration. It has been known for its devoutness, distinctiveness, and unrestrained revelry. With its Christian character, the previous Ati-Ati Festival was transformed into the feast of Santo Niño, which paved way for the devotees of the religious zeal, their strong desire to yield healing power physically and spiritually as they go to the place every year to join the festivities and profess their devotion. And there is a union of historical spectacle, pagan revelry, religiosity, and modernity. The festival has become an amalgamation of paganism and Christianity, given its recreation in the Barter in Panay and the coming and inclusion of the Santo Niño in the celebration. It is indeed the merging of the past with the present. And the festival is now popular and is regarded as the mother of Philippine festivals. And Calibo has established itself at the center of the celebration. Tourism is promoted, and the religious spirit of the Filipinos is fortified. Here are my references, and I would like to thank the International Journal for Science and Research for publishing our paper, and of course for giving this opportunity to present here. Thank you so much, and God bless.